House of Representatives sets up other committee to probe attacks on INEC facilities. Minister of Finance comes face-to-face with House Committee on Appropriation to counter allegations of budget padding. And later on the program,
most of the senators and PDP are going to vote for APC. Most of the House of Rep in PDP in Southeast are going to vote out to work for APC. The truth of it is that so many of them have benefited from Aswaju.
I will talk politics and other legislative matters with a lawmaker in Ebonyi State. You're watching the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adiri. The House of Representatives is worried about what has become the frequent targeted attacks on the facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The lawmakers have set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the immediate and remote causes of the attack capable of truncating the conduct of the 2023 general elections.
I have a motion, which is the need to condemn the acts, the attack on offices and facilities of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Mr. Speaker, with your kind commission, I want to move. The House notes the frequent systemic arson and attack on the personnel, offices and facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The premeditated attack is targeted at crippling the Commission and scuttling the 2023 general election. Also note that between February 2019 and May 2021, an NGO, which is the Socio-Economic Rights Accountability Project, SERAP, reported at least 41 arsons were carried out on the Independent National Electoral Commission facilities in 14 different states.
The cost of producing one PVC is 170,000 naira. That is wrong. The cost of producing one single PVC is 550 naira. And it is 170,000 naira on the motion. So I want this to be corrected first.
It's important that we put this on record, please.
Yes, yes,
part of the debate.
Yes, sir.
Nigeria's Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, has dismissed media reports on the alleged 206 billion padding of the 2023 budget proposal of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. She says this is as a result of communication gaps. The House Committee on Appropriation questioned the Finance Minister and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. The lawmakers also are not happy with the absence of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and they resolve to summon her to come and explain issues surrounding the budget controversy in her ministry.
Everything in this budget can be amended, can be changed. So for your ministry, if you see that kind of issue within the budget, you would have contacted your chairman of committees within the House. He would liaise with me, not going into the media. That's the main reason we called the minister for us to iron out these issues happening. We're not happy. Equally with the Minister of Defense, I have a copy of the letter from the Minister of Finance written to the President Commander-in-Chief, his approval to give Minister of Defense money. I'm having issues with the same committee here.
Brief the Permanent Secretary and brief the ministers of projects that are funded by loan from various multilateral institutions that are under their purview. What we notice is that there's a gap, and we in the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, we need to find how to bridge that gap so that each minister, each permanent secretary will be aware of the project that they own and also exert the necessary oversight over the implementation of the budget, even as we know that the National Assembly reviews these projects and supervises them, but putting them in the budget brings attention of everyone to these projects, and it is good.
I want to commend the Ministry of Finance, but also to clarify that issue was not raised by the Ministry of Humanitarian, and from the explanation given, we concur totally that what has been provided is part of our project. The only mistake there was the coding, which has been clarified even before coming to this committee, and it's a project that is continuing. I've seen several media reports on that issue, including the fact that the project is ending at the end of this year, which is also not true. The project is completing a cycle, a phase, and moving into another phase.
The Senate has passed the $607.9 billion budget estimate of the Federal Capital Territory for the 2023 fiscal year. The approval followed the consideration and adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Federal Capital Territory presented by Chairman Senator Smart Adeyemi.
Mr. President, with Section 62, 80, 88, 89, and 299 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, the Senate and House committees on FCT met with the Honorable Minister and other relevant officials of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and deliberated on the subject matter and agreed on the modalities to handle the exercise. In carrying out the committee's oversight duties, the committee visited schools in FCT, hospitals, Abuja Light Rail Mass Transit Project site, Goza dump sites, the sewage treatment plants, was affordable housing projects, Karachi Water, Apple Karachi Road, Karachi Ara Road, rehabilitation of the National Assembly Complex, Lower Usman Dam, and so many other ongoing road projects of the FCT administration. This, Mr. President, is to affirm the submission made by the FCT administration and to also ensure that the money appropriated to the administration 2021 fiscal year is implemented judiciously and in line with the budgetary items as contained in the FCT 2021 Statutory Appropriation Act.
This is December, well, tomorrow is December, I guess, and we are likely to pass the 2023 budget by next week or so. Now 2022 has just come. Well, what has the FCT been doing? Now, how is it run? Because it means either it has not been doing anything, or maybe they have been implementing half budget, and that does not help the development of the FCT.
You're still watching the Hallowed Chambers. If you're just joining us, my guest today is an honorable member of the House of Representatives. He's a lawmaker representing Ikwo Eza South, Federal Constituency of Ebonyi State. His name is Honorable Chinedu Ogah. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
So recently we've seen your party engaging in activities of campaigns so far, and they have even started the conversation around the relevance of your party in the Southeast. How do you think this will translate to votes?
The campaign of our dear party APC, you see our logo of our presidential candidate is called Renewal Hope Renewal. That is to tell you that the hope of Nigerians are renewed in new innovation, in new agenda. Yes, in Southeast, as you just mentioned, is a very good place. Southeast is going to surprise so many people of the number of votes that is going to come out there in support of presidential candidate of APC, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and Senator Shetima. Yes, I'm confident because I myself is a member of APC, and in my constituency alone, I have 497 polling units, and that 497 polling unit is made up of almost about 300,000 votes. And then we don't have a governor. We only have Rochas Okrocha in APC. Now we have a governor in Imo State, we have a governor in Ebonyi State, and we have other prominent leaders in the Southeast who are in APC that the people believe. So, seeing Ebonyi State, we have 90% vote for APC. Likewise in Imo State. Anybody that comes here to discuss and to tell you that there is no vote in Southeast is making mockery of himself. Our people believe in us. And most of us that are here in National Assembly have performed very well. And they believe where we are telling them where we should go is where we are going. Seeing the legacy of APC and the legacy of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So people should stop being, politics is about settlement. It's about achievement. It's about the legacy. It's about who do you have that will be in that government that will attract dividends of democracy to you. For example, in the Southeast, what we are looking at is what can help in insecurity of the Southeast. What can help to give a hope for the upcoming youth of the Southeast? What can help to bring an integration of the whole 5 states in the Southeast so that there will be a hug in the business entrepreneur the non-Southeastern for? And when somebody comes to tell you that Southeastern have a lowest vote, I start to challenge such person. Because in Lagos, the greater number of the vote in Lagos, the 40% of the vote are the Igbos, the Southeastern people. You come to Kano, the same thing apply. All the states in the, include FCT. And that is why you find out that you have some House of Rep member then that won the election in Lagos, likewise in Kano, likewise in Abuja here. So after major city like Lagos, the other people you can think of that have the greater vote are Igbos. Because if you combine all the vote of Igbos in different 36 states, you find out definitely that Igbos are the greater number in this country. And they're the only people that believe in Nigeria because they live everywhere. But
are you not worried that some of these votes may be depleted by other presidential candidates, especially those from the Southeast extraction?
The truth of it is that it's not only Southeast that you are seeing other presidential candidates. You see some presidential candidates from North, you see some presidential candidates from West, and the truth of it is that who are those presidential candidates? What are the manifestos? Who are those behind it? So we are not against anybody contesting. For example, my own position, there are almost about 7 people that are running for this position against my own. So, but it's not an issue. It is the issue of the electorate to decide who they want. And the Southeastern have already made up their mind who they want. That is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Senator Shettima. The rally that really, they just rounded up in Ebonyi State can attest to you the voluntary mobilization of the people. Nobody give anybody 1 naira, but you see people come out to say, yes, this is who we want, because they're all Southerners. We want more development. We want constant electricity.
Most of the time, elections are quite unpredictable, and this is because of the dynamic behavior of the voters. But tell us how you think the voters in Ebonyi State will vote in the presidential election.
The voters are those villagers that in the rural areas. The voters are those farmers. The voters are those youth. And that is where most of us belong to. If you have watched for most of our artisans what we have done, they believe in us. We have told them this is where we are. You could imagine in 2019 that I won my election in the Southeast, the only APC candidate. I won my election. That is to tell you that the people are with me. And I've never in any day deceived them. I stand to tell them the truth. And that is why they always believe in me. As God may have it, the governor come to join us in APC. That is to show you that Ebonyi State is 100% of APC. And today, I want to tell you, because I'm in camera, most of the senators and PDP are going to vote for APC. Most of the House of Rep in PDP in Southeast are going to vote out to work for APC. The truth of it is that so many of them have benefited from Asiwaju. So many of them have seen the artisans of Asiwaju. So many of them have seen the map, the roadmap on what Asiwaju is going to do when he became a president. For example, most of them that are here have worked closely with the wife of Asiwaju in Senate, seen how the woman is open and transparent. So many of them here that have worked with our speaker, who is Asiwaju's boy, have seen how they are transparent and open, especially Faleke. And you see that you have so many access you can reach to the presidency. But I want to ask you, who will you reach to Atiku? In other candidates you are thinking of, who will you reach through them? It's not about you having the contact of the person directly. But who do you know that knows the person that can help you to attract the dividends of democracy to the person? That is what we are looking at. Because people may say anything, but who do you think that will help you to stabilize, to do things that we need in this country that will give us focused? And that is the major thing.
There are separatist agitation by some group in the Southeast, and your candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has said if he is elected eventually, he is going to have dialogue with this group to ensure that, you know, these issues are resolved. But in this conversation that we're having, can you tell us What are these issues and how do you think this political dialogue can succeed?
Definitely, that opinion he made mention of dialogue will really help, because you will give a roundtable discussion, you will hear from the people what the problem is all along. And when you hear the problem, that is the time you can have a step to solve it. So making that opinion that is going to discuss with the people of the Southeast to know the problem and to dialogue it and to bring the solution, that is very good development. So in all these things, you have seen how people are happy because you are able to give them listening ear. So that is definitely, when people have to start to agitate, means they have found every means that they can be listening to. When they are not being listened to, that is why the person you find out. And most of all these things we are seeing is a bad leadership. When you decide to influence the leadership of your councillor, the leadership of your village chairman, the leadership of the local government chairman, the boys have no other thing than to agitate, because they are not seeing the dividends of democracy. But when you're able to give them opinion, when you're able to give them the quality leadership, nobody will agitate. For example, the candidature of a Ebonyi State governorship candidate is a youth, and you see every youth is happy around him for him to win. So that is the thing you see. When you give the youth sense of belonging, there is no agitation. What everybody wants is one basic infrastructure and a stomach infrastructure. Because if everybody is able to feed 3 square meals, you will not see any agitation.
Why the
truth of it is that there is pure negligence. A pure negligence. For example, today in NNPC, none of a Southeastern person is the managing director. None of any person is executive director. In PPR, in so many other places. And we have people that are qualified. We have people that are intelligent. So in all these things now, we are looking at where our people will be given a due recognition of what they are. Because if you think of the most person that believe in Nigeria are the Southeastern, there is no any part of this country that you don't see an Igbo man live. So, and we are proud of developing those areas. An Igbo man will be in Kano, you will see him building his house there, live there with his family. An Igbo man will be in Lagos, you will see him develop that place, build a house there, and equally employ people in that place. So you see that we have that integration of developing where we are. So what we need is let our people be more accommodated in all the help of government. And most of our people who have climbed there, some of them are so wicked that they are unable to open door for others. That is the other way around. It's not about the government alone. We politicians need to do our own by making sure we attract social development and social amenity to the rural dwellers, because we are here on their mandate. If not the effort of those farmers, those people, most people call it out. If not their vote, would not be here. We hold them accountability to make sure we accommodate them in all what we do. And that is the problem. If the local government chairman, if the councillors, if the governors are accommodating those people what supposed to be, there will not be a problem. Include the president, everybody, include me.
We'll take a short breather now. When we return, we'll discuss your future political ambition, especially on the 2023 ballot. Stay with us, we'll be right back. The National Assembly is a busy place. As the bastion of democracy, it is a place where bills are presented, motions debated, laws made, and the yearnings of the people are laid bare. Come with us as we take you through the workings of the National Assembly. We take you through plenary, committee meetings, and probes, all to ensure smooth working of the democratic process. Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, we have been speaking with the Honorable Member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Chinedu Ogah. Thank you for staying with us. So you're on the ballot for the 2023 general election, and this time the stakes are higher. What has changed in your campaign to ensure your victory in the coming polls?
The truth of it is that, yes, definitely I'm in the ballot. It's the wish of the masses. If the masses don't want me, I will not be a ballot. It is a kind of, revoting that they want me, because they have seen the legacy I've done. And that is why you see me ballot. If they don't want me, they will vote me out. But for the fact that they want me because of things I've done, I'm able to reach out to everybody, because everybody is important. Include president, have only one vote. That village man have one vote. What we need to accord to everybody is recognition. And that is what we need this Nigeria. And
what assurances are you getting from
them? The assurance I'm getting to them, even if as I'm here, they're doing campaign for me. I have almost about 26 support group, include women, youth, and every other person. You see it there. It is only my place you have seen people that are running my election that even step down because they see the way the masses are going and how they are clamoring for APC. So it's something that we give the glory to God. And what we want to assure them, we'll do more. We'll do more. For example, now we have a road construction ongoing. And I have to appreciate my colleagues here. For all I have appealing to them, so many of them have been very helpful. If not their help, I'm not a chairman of a committee. If not their help, I wouldn't have been doing all those things to my constituents. So I'm continuing appealing to my constituents. They should believe more on APC. We are going to deliver the evidence of democracy. In all ramifications.
A lot of people are, having issues with your party, saying maybe there are no deliverables in this.
How? Will you listen to someone that living in Abuja that have no voters card there? I'm telling you the right people that are voters. I know my voters and they know me. So you cannot, most time, ask of those people that are saying that to show you their voter, you find out they don't even have a voter's card. The most noisemakers don't vote. I'm talking to the farmers. I'm talking to the rural farmers. I'm talking to the town, village women, market.
So are you saying this other set of people are not important?
I'm not saying they are not important, but those that are more important are those that have a PVC. It's not a Facebook campaigners. In my place, there is a place you don't have a network. There is most of the greater voters don't have even a phone. So when you look at all these things, you reach out to them and talk to them, you find that things are moving. What they all need is the quality representation. And that is what they have seen in me, and that is what they have seen in APC. And if anybody come to tell you, I can stand categorically to differentiate between APC and PDP. I was in PDP, I once hold a position in PDP, and I can tell you, they're different. How my people have fared well in APC government and PDP government. In the PDP government, show me the contractors, so many of them died of cardiac arrest because they were owing them. It's only the APC government you see the budget are funded 100%. And they were released, and contractors are paid. It's only APC government. Then so many states were owing. So many states were bankrupt. It is when Buhari came that he was able to give some support to states. And they started, and some fund, and which some state governors of PDP attest to it. You can hear from Wike. You can hear from other governors. That people should appreciate Buhari for what he's doing. It's not because there is some little thing in certain things, people can now to condemn the government. APC have really done well. What we should look at, security is not one-man show. It's a joint venture. Dialogue is the best solution in security. Let me just put light to you. There is a time that Alaye and Agboro take over Lagos. And you see what Aswaji did. Bring them in, dialogue with them, and engage most of them in all those tax collection and so many things. You see Lagos start moving. It's sense of belonging. We need to give everybody in this country a sense of belonging. We need to give Southeastern sense of belonging. We need to give Southwest sense of belonging, North Central, Northeast, all the six geopolitical zone. Nobody owns this country. He belongs to all of us. The share of this country should go to each of the 36 states, and we should accommodate ourselves and give everybody, the youth, even the Okada people, they are relevant. Could you imagine a situation by which you will see a graduate with master's degree applying Okada, and you have House of Rep, and you have Senator, and you don't look into that? If by tomorrow such person indulges into crime, you can see if you apply his intelligence into crime, he can pull you down. And that is what we need to do. Pick those people, train people on skills. Today we hire laborers outside the country because we are not giving innovative ideas to our people. And most of our schools have failed. Our academics have failed. I could remember then someone that is in Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, can put up your electricity, can do your light. Today we don't have that. Somebody will finish today as electronics, he cannot indicate a fault in electronics. So that is the thing. Let us go back. When you see our Nigerians outside the country, you see what they're performing. You see the miracle they're doing. The great surgeon Nigerians, the great electronics Nigerians, the great these Nigerians. Why shouldn't we now inherit that back to our country? Because we have a great people. And that is all about it.
On a final note, as a first-time legislator, tell us of your experience so far in the House of Representatives and also your contributions in terms of motions, bills, debates. Tell us more about this.
Yes. It's a very welcome development because he exposed me to the other light of the world, for meeting friends, for knowing what the world is all about, for knowing a way to prepare my bills and other things. And I appreciate all my colleagues for giving me sense of belonging. And at any moment I bring some motion like this, it's always been a welcome development by my colleagues. And they have given me a hope, seeing people from Southwest, Southeast, North Central, the whole 36 states, working together is a welcome development. Working with 360 members, and each of them have aides. It's a welcome development. I've done a lot of bills. I've done establishment bills. So many of them have passed first, second, and third reading, waiting for assent of Mr. President. I've done so many motions. I've done so many things. I'm a type that always talk on things that will affect the life of my constituents and Nigeria at large. So I see it as a driving force for working with the National Assembly members, especially the leadership. At any moment, you can stop our speakers on his convoy, he will listen to you as a member. You can stop the deputy speakers in his house, he will listen to you. Seeing the team of the leadership, is he the chairman of appropriation? Seeing all our colleagues, I'm very glad to be in the 9th Assembly, because I've seen someone that are able to bring that innovation of John Tax, really research on it. This is a place where you don't talk of a party. You talk of the unity of this country. Rather, you're a PDP or APC or APUGA, any party, we work for the unity of this country. And I commend the leadership of National Assembly for that.